Renaissance. I'm a Renaissance man. I'm a Renaissance. I'm a Renaissance. I'm a Renaissance man. Yeah, we bring in the revival. Dark ages always end. Dark ages always end. Going back to the tribal. It's the only way we're breaking out this pen. What's up, everybody? It's the Brain Cell. Yo, Rich Steve, you woke, bro? You playing Pokemon over there again?
Look, man, I mean, I know...
What are you doing, man?
I know that I'm helping Google, I'm helping Nintendo, I'm helping the NSA to get a better map of the studio, get on my dad and all that stuff, but, bro, I caught a fucking Snorlax.
A Snorlax?
You see that?
What the fuck is a Snorlax?
1002, man. Fucking
on,
crazy, man.
What did we accomplish today, Rich Steve?
Oh, shit. I mean, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Revival Radio. Motherfucking Rich Steve, the Brain Cell. Like you said, episode number 2, what we accomplished today. Brain Cell, kick it off.
Let's see. What did we do? We finished up Necromancer, new track off our new album called Renaissance Man.
It's official now. Renaissance Man coming your way. End of August 2016.
We're working on the Daybringer video coming your way soon.
You don't even know about that shit, man. It's unreal what we got coming for you.
What else we got?
We got some brand new logos that are being designed by my fucking girl, Cassie Lynn O'Neill from
shit.
Dreams Collide. You can find her on Instagram, Cassie Two Steps. We'll talk about her later. But she's drawing some shit up, man. But I think that brings us to this week's Pro of the Week. Week. Who we got this week, Brain Cell?
We got our main man, Camden Adams.
Fucking
Grizzly Adams.
Yeah. A.K.A. Exile. A.K.A. 3 letters. A.K.A.
third member of First Contact.
A.K.A. our motherfucking homie from day one, man.
Day one.
This motherfucker has been rolling with us since the DIY Inc. days. Tell him a little bit about what this motherfucker does for him.
Let's see. He was in a group called From the Ashes. He does solo music. He hasn't been doing much lately, but he just got a brand new microphone, so he's going to be back at it.
Shit's fire, man.
Let's see. He does all our graphics, like the one you see right here.
Right there.
So you can get in touch with him at Diamond Designs 208 on Facebook. Diamond Designs Official 208 on Facebook.
Fuck yeah, man. You listen to the shit, on The Family. He's rocking that with us. If you listen to the Sylvia Plath John from First Contact, he made that beat. That's him making the beats there. The singing, the rocking, fucking 3 letters, Grizzly, Camden. You are this week's Pro of the Week.
Week.
If you want to be next week's Pro of the Week, just make sure you like the Facebook page, you share that shit, you show us some love, and then we will give you an opportunity to be at the top of the Facebook page, getting all the love that you deserve, and showing off just how fucking fresh you are to the world. So don't sleep on your chance to be next week's Pro of the Week. Week. Gotta send much love out to you, Cam, man.
Congrats on your newborn son, man.
For real,
That's
congratulations.
fucking awesome. Here's his track called Blood in the Water off his Collabos album. You can find on DatPiff. Just search 3 letters. Collabos.
Much love, homie.
I got insufficient funds for this bullshit. Understand that there's no time, no grip. I'm so sick that I'm stressed to the tip. That I'm about to boss out on your bullshit. I just need the time to fill up this pattern, revise the rhymes. You're trying to reverse my life, and that ain't right. I'ma die with a smile on my face as I surgically remove you from my life and from this place.
What I'm about to tell you is top secret. There's a powerful group of people out there that are secretly running the world. I'm talking about the guys no one knows about, the guys that are invisible. The top 1% of the top 1%, the guys that play God without permission. And now I think they're following me.
Why the big secret? People are smart. They can handle it.
A person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it. 1,500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat. And 15 minutes ago, you knew that people were alone on this planet.
Imagine what you'll know tomorrow.
Welcome back, everybody, to episode 2 of Revival Radio. Rich Steve.
Brain Cell.
Brain Cell, I mean to ask you, what the fuck you drinking on today, man?
Sierra Nevada. Torpedo. Extra IPA. Extra.
I see you drinking that one a lot, man. What can you tell me about that one? Why you like it so much?
Well, this one is relatively cheap for a craft beer.
Look at that head. It's a nice
The
head.
color is beautiful.
Beautiful.
Nice and amber.
Beautiful. Hold it up to the light. The
Um,
nectar of the gods.
right. This one gets a 10 out of 12 ounces.
Fuck yeah, man.
10 out of 12, people. Go check this shit out. Go to your local beer store and get yourself a taste of the nectar of the gods.
Fuck yeah. Now,
What they just hear, Rich Steve,
they just heard your beer of the week.
and the intro to From the Ashes.
If you watched last week's episode, as you can see right now after you subscribe to this channel, we talked about The Family and Betrayed. We wanted to bring you through bit by bit every track of the album to give you an idea of what we were talking about so it didn't go over your head. Now what you just heard, like we said, was the intro. I came up with the idea for the very beginning part that's from Mr. Robot, the series on USA Network. I had received an email for a viral marketing campaign. I didn't know what it was, but it was talking about, taking down consumerism. I get to the end of it, and it's about this TV show. I was a little skeptical, but I checked it out, and it was the fucking shit.
It is the shit. I love that show. Season 2 just started.
Peep it, man.
Peep it.
Now, how about you? What did you choose for the second half of
Men
the
in
intro?
Black, the first one. That second one was kind of garbage, if you ask me. Will Smith, Tommy Lee Jones, breaking down the knowledge, people. A little bit of flat Earth, a little bit of alien hoax, maybe. I don't know.
It's like saying, everything you think you know today, tomorrow, whole shit can flip. And it don't mean nothing no more. Keep it in the back of your dome piece. Let it marinate a little bit. Now, as I alluded to last week on the show, I talked about how we wanted to divide the album up into 3 sections. The first section, we wanted to come in right out the gate with Run, Rabbit, Run, which would be from the perspective of the elites of the Power Be. When it said Run, Rabbit, Run, where did that title come from, Brain Cell?
It came from Rob Zombie. Shit.
In House of a Thousand Corpses. Run, Rabbit, Run! We had that for a little bit of a singing part originally that we wound up cutting in and putting it how it is today.
Little side note, if you go check out the first Contact catalog, there's some more of House of a Thousand Corpses shit in that bitch.
Speaking of things that are related, this track was also a takeoff of Your Head of the Snake track, which was another from the perspective of the elites.
Throwback.
I was going to get on, I wound up not, so this was me finally getting my chance to put my little spin on it. I came in on the first verse, and I came out right away talking about false flag operations. Couple that I wanted to run through real quick that I mentioned. Fort Hood, 2009, 13 dead by Nadal Hassan. Next one I talk about, Sandy Hook, 2012, 28 children killed by Adam Lanza. Next one that I want to talk about, the Boston Marathon bombings, killed by Arabs, again, 6 people in 2013. And then the South Carolina shooting by Dylan Roof, 9 people killed, and the Aurora, Colorado theater shooting by James Holmes, 12 people dead. Now, the thing that I say in my verse is that we blame Islam for World War III. it's victim blaming. When you look at these false flag attacks, it's either a brown guy and an Arab guy who is a terrorist, or it's a white guy doing the mass shooting, but he's just mentally ill or mentally disturbed.
Right.
It's the double standard that we have. The other thing I was talking about was creating the Islamic State that we did, just like we created the Taliban, where after the fall of Saddam Hussein and the fall of Iraq, it created a vacuum that allowed the Islamic State to thrive. That's what I was trying to talk about in my verse.
Okay. Verse 2. A little back and forth shit between your boys. Fast paced all throughout. A little bit of Wicked vibe. Because, we're playing the devil's advocate and trying to come with the elite's perspective on shit.
The one thing that I say in there is disinformation from Alex Jones, which I had to clear up to you because originally you thought I said this information from Alex Jones, but it's not. It's disinformation. Alex Jones, David Icke, the lot of them, all disinformers who are giving you just a little bit of truth and then giving you bullshit to keep you afraid the rest of the time.
Do your own research. A line I had in there was, "You're an ant, I'm the man with the magnifying glass," which is talking about how the elites, they get pleasure from killing and blood sacrifice and the like. What about verse 3, Rich Steve?
Verse 3
is me.
It is you.
And I talk about what?
You talk about
Planet X,
Nibiru.
The 12th planet.
Look it up on the Wikipedias and the Googles if you don't know what I'm talking about.
The fake reptilian agenda, which is kind of like that David Icke fucking shit.
Plays in later in the album. Keep it in mind.
What about the hook on this one?
The key to this hook was that the people who are actually in charge aren't the people that we think are. It's not even the Bushes or the Rothschilds or the Rockefellers. It's above them. It's the 1% of the 1% that you'll never even know their name. That's what we were trying to talk about.
Exactly.
From there, we went into Betrayed, which we talked about last week. We talked about The Family last week. And that brought us into Dream Chasers. Why don't you tell us about that a little bit, Brain Cell? That's one of my favorite live tracks.
Yeah, me too.
Looks like we're coming into a break. We'll pick it up with Dream Chasers on the other end.
Run, rabbit, run. Live direct broadcast your home.
We own the screens from our throne.
The Bilderberg Group, Bohemian Grove.
Built the Tower of Babel, the pyramids of old.
Disinformation from Alex Jones.
Behold, the truth is a lie, no balance, no.
As the people fall, our power grows.
And we feed off the fear of coward souls.
I'm nothing like you, human scum. Take the whole plate, leave you crumbs. Feel the pound of the war drums. Over and over, it leaves you numb.
Deaf, dumb, and blind, can't see past the veil. Created heaven and hell to keep you in a cell. Keep you in the dark, change the past. You're an ant, I'm the man with the magnifying glass.
Already run America, already run the earth. Now we're on a quest for the whole universe. On your money, in God we trust. We are God, so you trust us. We print the paper, so we print the dead. We own you, don't forget. We can't be stopped, we can't be killed. Lucifer, Illuminati Guild.
We're on the warpath, opposite as Zen masters. Bend backwards for the dark side's our side. Top of the ladder, never blabber. No. With those who uninitiated in the order won't hesitate to resort to violence or extortion in the highest. I got a dream, I'm reaching out to take it.
I'm not asleep, this reality, I make it.
I got a dream, I'm reaching out to take it.
I'm not asleep, this reality, I make it.
Gonna be the best rapper, that's my attitude. Not the same as the masses, different latitude. Attributes got aptitude, abilities have range. My growth is exponential, see me rising from the flames. CMASS rise from the ash to be the voice of the people, cause the people need it bad. It makes me sad, that's why I gotta go and spit these 16s. Think I'ma just pass it off to Rich Steve.
My life is in the streets, ripping bars, killing beats. Everyone who listens said the kid can spit some heat. At 15 years old, rocking house party shows. I started planting seeds, now the story unfolds. I'm on the chase, yeah, I'm steady on the hunt. You stuck in the first level, we playing a different game. We're team and brain cell, society's bane.
And we're back at Revival Radio. I'm Brain Cell.
Rich Steve,
We were just talking about Dream Chasers.
which you also just heard as we were coming back from the break. So, where were you, Brain Cell?
I was talking about how there's a chick on the hook. When we do it live, we do a little callback shit on there, which is fucking tight.
Mad tight, man. So fun.
Verse 1, me. Talk about Martin Luther King. And how, like, I had dreams of, like, brotherhood and shit that, we need that. Like, there's no unity. It's all divide and conquer.
Like we said last week.
Where else from here? Where am I at? Oh, I have a line in there that says, you can't be given liberty, you have to take it, is the effect of that line. And that's that Malcolm X shit. You know, take knowledge from the elders.
We can't be passive. We have to fight back. That's the only way to take what they're taking from us.
Stand on shoulders of giants, man.
True that.
How about you? What about for your verse?
For my verse, I was kind of talking about my anxiety and how I'd be staying late at night awake watching, Christopher Hitchens lectures and reading Richard Dawkins and The New Atheist, all of their series of books and videos, The God Delusion, and questioning just like my spirituality and what faith is,
Right.
and what the true meaning of life is. Lawrence Krauss, I believe, was the one who gave me the idea where it's not a universal meaning. There isn't one meaning of life. It isn't to get to heaven. It isn't to do this. It isn't to do that. It's whatever you personally need, whatever your personal goals and ambitions are. So that's what I was trying to say with my first verse.
Okay.
You have to get out there and get it.
Okay. Verse 3. I'm talking about having, like, the best rapper attitude. Like,
oh, yeah.
If you really want to do this, that's the kind of attitude you gotta have. If you gotta catapult the propaganda, as George Bush said, to yourself. You tell yourself a thing hundreds and hundreds of times. You never know. It might come true.
Positive affirmations, man, every day.
Intent.
You gotta have them. For me, what I was trying to talk about would be where I was saying, my first band and how since I was 15 years old, I was coming correct with that shit and planting the seeds. My first band was called Note to Self. We were a punk band. I think you came and saw us one time.
Mm-hmm.
And just like that's where it started, and then it just grew from there. We're on another level. You guys are stuck on the same level. We're on a completely different page from the rest of you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Reading a different book than y'all motherfuckers.
Hell fucking yeah.
Another part of my verse, I was talking about how, like, cannabis has 0 deaths ever directly related to cannabis.
None.
There is no lethal dose of cannabis. As opposed to all these prescription medications that they push on people and have everyone addicted to. And, yeah.
But they won't ever let it just slide. You can't take that away.
Capitalism.
Anyway, from there, we go on to New Eyes, which is probably my favorite hook that you've ever written. It's just so haunting. Where did the inspiration come for that?
It came from a Doors song, actually. I can't remember the name of the song off the top of my head, but I will put it in the description below.
Definitely.
It's kind of poetic. Talking about seeing the beauty in the carnage, like degenerate art type shit.
It's again projecting what you want onto the world from yourself.
Right.
That we were talking about before.
What else? At the end of the hook, it's talking about how Earth could turn into how Mars looks if we keep headed down this path that we're on right now. I'm talking like Fukushima. Like, there's nuclear power plants all over the world. There's a bunch of them in the United States.
There's 3 Mile Island right down the street from my work in Hershey.
Limerick right up the street from here. And that's just around here.
and we can't figure out how to dispose of the waste properly.
Nope.
It's fateless job, man.
The verse, whose verse is first on that song?
Your verse was first, and then I came in.
I was talking about not putting limits on yourself. Like, don't limit yourself. Don't put yourself in a box. The only certainty that there is in this life is death.
Fuck yeah, man.
We all die. Everyone that's ever lived will die. And that's the only certainty. Everything else, you can do anything you put your mind to, man. That's about it for my verse. How about yours?
Well, my verse was trying to be a total critique of pop culture, the mass media culture, and the social media culture. You know, people are so consumed with these products and with these websites and things like that they watch the TV, they see a beer commercial where they have a hot chick on there, and they say, if you buy this beer, you will get this girl. It's just all trying to get that false image of what you need to be out so that you consume and keep the thing going. But at the same time, make sure you post on social media about how great it is that you have all of this stuff. Right. You know, it's so depressing that you have that and it can get thousands of likes. You know, fucking post, you know, what you ate for dinner, it gets a bunch of likes. But you
you post some real shit, what do you get?
3 likes. Some shit like that.
Facts.
You know, that's what people want. They would rather just not care about what's being told to them. That's why I say, you know, you don't have to accept what I'm saying. Just keep believing the lie. Be a sheep. Mm-hmm. You know. Now, how about the last verse?
The last verse, I have a line in there where I'm talking about in 4 decades is the amount of time that it's going to take if we keep heading down this path that we'll all be dead, or most of us will be dead.
It's a reference to Mike Rupert, who we will talk about again later on tonight.
So, change the path, people.
In the end of my verse, for the third verse, I'm saying that, you know, we as millennials are just holding on to this past. You know, you look at the movies that are coming out now, they're all 90s remakes and 80s remakes, you know, taking the things that used to make you warm and fuzzy as a kid so that, you know, even Pokemon Go, you know, make you feel good with that so you don't see the shit world around you. It's an opiate for the masses, and that's all it is.
A lot of shit that goes with that is like every season of the year there's sports happening, and everyone, that's all they talk about, like males at least, is football, baseball, basketball. Some bullshit, crazy, man. Read a book.
So we're going to come back and we're going to talk about better things, Take Flight, and Warriors Way for you on episode 2 of Revival Radio. Stay tuned. Listen to New Eyes.
My eyes have seen you. My eyes have seen you through the darkness. Like an artist, see beauty through the carnage. This place is heartless. I don't know if we can harness enough power to be restarted. I saw the future Earth looking just like Mars is. I feel like anything I say from here on is gonna be dope. Paid my dues and made it through. One of the chosen few that's seen hope through the smoke and through the veil. The layers of the lenses turning frail. Break into a crystal prism and out your brain cell. It's a prison of the mind. Shift into a new paradigm where there's no limit on creation.
First I turn on, then I tune in. Finally drop out, take flight. It begins as colors start to pop. I step into my brain, see the music that I'm bumping. Man, this shit is insane. This all is a mirage. Eventually it's gonna end. So take advantage of your time. I don't mean to condescend. If the message I deliver is still unclear, kiss the sky and come and join me on the final frontier.
I'm so high atmosphere. Fly up, no vertigo. Altitude climbing, course certain to go vertical. Been encircled the sun, reach the inner core. Through the corona supernova is the beginning of your being. No, I'm not speaking about space. No, I'm saying in your brain. Take it in through your chakras, start to feel and be the change. Must destroy to create, so the energy never dies. It's all deception. There's more to life than meets the eye.
Welcome back to Revival Radio, everyone. What you just heard was Take Flight, a song off From the Ashes.
Hell yeah, man. As we were saying when we went into the break, we're going to talk about Better Things real quick, which is the next track off of the album. What were you talking about in Better Things?
It's an overall, like, positive vibe track. I'm first verse. I talked about, like, the kind of shit that I do for fun, hanging out with my girlfriend and my daughter, snowboarding, surfing, that kind of shit, man. Like, just the shit I do for fun, like a positive vibe track.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
man.
a personal track.
The way that this track for me was, this is the beginning of Section 3. You know, now we're getting out of the darkness from Run Rabbit Run, working our way through. Now we're starting to get to positive vibes. Now we're at Better Things.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about basically materialism.
Yeah,
What do you
that's
think?
what I wrote down for my notes.
Yeah, and money is not the goal. Like,
No, it's not.
yeah.
What really inspired me on the hook, at least on my part of the hook, was I had been bitching about my job so much at that point, and I was kind of talking to myself. You know, rush, going nowhere fast. When your time's up, you ain't taking any cash. Work, proletariat, slave. You know, take a step back and break away. Because I was just finding myself so wrapped up all the time that
Right.
I needed to take the step back. You know.
I feel you, man.
Was there anything else that you were talking about on there?
My first verse, I was talking about how, like, rap is my passion.
Yeah.
Third verse, I was talking about to just go tribal. Like, we need to go back to our roots. Like, get in touch with nature.
Go off the reservation, man. Go off the grid.
Society is the problem.
Exactly.
It's my problem. It's why I feel depressed a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It's all ego shit. We gotta kill the ego. What about you?
For me, I was trying to talk about capitalism and corporations in general and how they exploit workers overseas. You know, look at your iPhone and the fucking people who literally died making it because they live in these sweatshop conditions with suicide nets to catch them when they jump out. You know, they can kill people literally for profit, but them and the bankers will never see a jail cell because they are too big to fail. While at the same time, us, the common man, who, you know, maybe you get caught smoking a little bit of weed, maybe it's something else, but you're labeled a criminal and you're labeled an addict and you're placed into this hopeless system that you cannot get out of, which is the criminal justice system, because it means money for them.
Facts. I can attest. I've lived that.
So have I. It's terrible.
What else do we have for that one?
The last thing that I was trying to say on my third verse was that everything costs a little something. You know, there really is nothing free except for this right here, this band and everything that we bring to it and the heart and the feeling. You know, if you want love, I had to pay a couple broken hearts to get there. You know, to get knowledge, I had to spend the time, you know. But
sacrifice.
You know, I started in 2008 at college when I first heard Head PA, first heard Sophia, figured it out, and, you know, began CMASS in 2009. That's where I became obsessed and went from there. You know, that's what I was trying to talk about in mine. So then from there we go to Take Flight. And what is Take Flight about, my man?
Oh, man. LSD, mushrooms, true reality.
It is, man.
Are you first on this one?
I am first on this
one.
one.
Break it down for him.
Take Flight. My verse is supposed to be like you were on the trip already. This is you. You're in the clouds. You're a phoenix in the sky looking down at all the bullshit below you. You're above it right now. You're starting to fade. You're starting to come down. But once you crash like the phoenix, you will rise again the next day with this revelation from the trip, this new experience to look at it and have a new meaning. You know,
That's that true reality shit. Like my verse, like I say in there that like less than 1% of the entire light spectrum is visible.
Yeah.
Like less than 1% of everything that is we can see and experience and sense. That is fucking crazy, bro. Like, and right around the time we were doing this song was the flyby to Pluto.
Exactly.
Remember that?
I do remember that. You know,
and now we're fucking just laughing at it because it's so clearly CGI, and they got the little face of Pluto from what was the show?
From
Mickey Mouse or whatever the fuck.
You know, I'm talking too about being in touch with nature, because when you're on that trip, you know, there could be everything in the world going horrible, but you are in touch with that moment and where you are. All the problems that you create, that I create in my head, they all go away.
It seems like when you trip, there's more time than what we normally think. Like when you're tripping, we have our whole lives ahead of us. We have plenty of time to accomplish everything. But when you're not tripping, you're like, fuck, rush, rush, rush.
Yep.
Work.
Exactly.
Like, come on, man.
Now, how about the
everything is deception. Like,
is that what you're talking about in your second verse?
Yeah, I talk about everything is deception.
There's
like,
more to life than meets the eye.
Exactly. Like, I'm talking about evolution.
Mm-hmm.
As a species, and I'm talking about alchemy, man.
You know, I'm talking about Timothy Leary in the very beginning. You know, first I turn on, then I tune in, then I drop out, take flight, it begins. Just a little tip of the cap, man. You know, see the music that I'm bumping when you close your eyes and you see the waves and you feel the music of what's going on. But it's not...
You are the music.
Exactly. It's not real. You're going to come back from it at some point. Gotta say, not a mushroom guy. That's you. Me, acid. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm fucking with acid too, man. Mushroom, too strong. Too many bad trips.
Hey, if that's your trip, that's your trip. That's just not for us. You know, but give it the experience. Give it its due.
Yeah, man. Come on.
You know?
Try everything twice.
Exactly. Everything that I'm talking about that we can achieve and we all can achieve, it seems easy, but we have to put in the effort to do it, which leads us to the final track, which is, of course, The Warrior's Way.
Warrior's Way.
Dedicated to the memory of Michael Rupert.
Mike Rupert.
Died at 63 years old in Calistoga, California on April 13th, 2004 from a suicide.
A suicide.
As we said last time, Mike Rupert had the Apocalypse Man video series. Some of the things that he talked about in the 6-part series, just giving you the 6 parts real quick. The first part is just an intro to who he is. The second part, he talks about fracking. He talks about police brutality and the militarization that we talked about last week. He talks about the Occupy movement and how we can be together. The third part, he talks about Syria, Obamacare, economic collapse, and how money isn't real. Another thing we just talked about. Then climate change, Fukushima, farming, GMOs, Monsanto. There's all sorts of stuff, man. We could give it its whole episode. But instead, why don't you listen to Warrior's Way and figure out what we're talking about.
Full album of daytime music up next week.
Anything you missed, keep it below.
We're gonna leave y'all with this.
Make sure you subscribe,
like, comment, share,
all that shit. Thank you so much for everything.
Rich Steve,
Brain Cell, CMASS, Revival Radio, Episode 2. We out.
Peace.
From the ashes.
Cheers.
Because unless those are dealt with, we're all dead.
Wake 'em up, wake 'em all up, wake 'em up. Why even bother if no one gives a fuck? Ignorance is spreading like a disease, while Fukushima's melting down, polluting between our seas. No happy ending, that's the point of turning back. We gonna die, it's time to face facts. Our mother's rotting and it's all our fault. A paradigm shift will bring the cancer to a halt. But I need to prepare for the chance that we win, the chance we evolve and get to start again. I'm ready to give up on about 7 billion. I wanna thin the herd out like I'm a reptilian. A warrior, I can't just quit. Never believe me when I tell you all, this is it. This is it. Game over, back to the start. So make sure when you die, it's with love in your heart. Spinning out of orbit, turning out of time. You can kill the poet, you can't kill the rhyme. I wish I could tell you everything will be fine. A warrior prepares, the scout never lies.
He never lies, he just walks alone. Along this narrow path till he reaches his home. And then he's gone, back to the front line, fighting for the people so that they can see the sunshine. They pray to the dollar, where I'm from it's so sad, and don't know that happiness is something that you already have. It's something that you grow, something that you raise. It's something that can't be bought and paid for. It is made, created by the individual's perspective. So I grow a little weed, now I'm a criminal rejected from society. Wanna go back to the natives, the earth will be just fine. We really don't need to save it, need to save ourselves. Change ourselves, get back to our roots and stop shaming ourselves. Only time will tell if we can get straight. Evolve or die, choose the former and step through the gate. As the sun sets on a race, balance is restored. Everything living in accord as it was in the beginning. So shall it be, in the end is what I'm singing. It was written that the scout shall walk alone.
Spinning out of orbit, turning out of time. You can kill the poet, you can't kill the rhyme. I wish I could tell you everything will be fine. A warrior prepares, the scout never lies.
He never lies, he just walks alone. Along this narrow path till he reaches his home. And then he's gone, back to the front line, fighting for the people so that they can see the sunshine.
I was one of the first, man. The scout walks alone. It's the loneliest walk of all, and that's why it's respected, and that's why it's hardest. I didn't know this until I met my Indian teacher. That's why the scout's knife is sharp on both edges. This is the scout's knife because it cuts your life to go out into the world of the enemy and see what they are and who they are and how they live and how they operate. The belly of the beast. You gotta bring back a good scouting report. You gotta do it with honor. But once you get to the belly of the beast, you have to make your way back to the light, to balance. And the scout walks alone. It's hard.
From the belly of the beast, I went back into the light, just to turn around and jump back in the fight. I didn't want to, but I know what's right. You can't even see the stars in the sky at night. From the fog, from the smog, from the buildings all around. It's so wrong, come along, we were lost, now we found. A parasite will leech until the host dies, surrounded by vampires with oil on their minds.
Yeah, the skies are full of chemtrails, erupting volcanoes every day now. We won't lay down, round here we stand tall, fist in the air with the famine till we fall. But the scout's knife is sharp on the edges. I gotta be careful, it cuts in both directions. We don't do it cause it's easy, we do it cause it's hard. That's why I give thanks and salute you with my heart.
Spinning out of orbit, turning out of time. You can kill the poet, you can't kill the rhyme. I wish I could tell you everything will be fine. A warrior prepares, the scout never lies.
He never lies, he just walks alone. Along this narrow path till he reaches his home. And then he's gone, back to the front line, fighting for the people so that they can see the sunshine.
But we are drunken humans on this mad, addictive desire for another line of cocaine, another dose of cheap energy, another car, another joke, what? Look at where it has brought us.